Hey guys, I'm Steph and welcome back to my beauty stash. As you can see today, we're doing another declutter video. Today I'm doing bronzers, and the reason why I'm doing this other video is because I have a little white cart, which I'm going to insert a picture of here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But on this white cart is where I keep my bronzers and my blushes. So I'm trying to get it organized. So that is why you are seeing this second declutter video from me within the next few days, because I just posted my blush declutter over the weekend. So I'll have that linked up above if you haven't checked that out yet. And now it's time to tackle bronzers. So I have quite a collection here. I'm gonna go ahead and take you through it. All right, so let's start with this one here. This is the KVD or Kat Von D. It should have said KVD because I ordered this like a month ago. So I don't know why it's still saying Kat Von D up here, but this is the mini shade light palette. This is for fair to light skin. And I've never had the larger palette. This is the first time that I try a KVD shade and light type of palette. So I wanted to get this because it is a cooler toned contour, and I really wanted like a contour shade versus a bronzer shade. I like a little cool tone contour moment in the winter. So I've been happy with it. It is a little powdery, like there is some kick up in it when you dip your brush in there, but I love the shades. I even love using the highlighter shade as well. Next up is from Wet n Wild, and this could have been my first like contour palette. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette. This one is in the shade Dulce de Leche, and this is an oldie, so this is definitely one that I need to get rid of, but it's also going to be one that I replace. This is an amazing little contour set. So since we're talking about Wet n Wild, I have these three bronzers here. These were from one of their box collections, and they have dragons on them, but I don't remember the exact collection. This one is called Queensland, so that's what it looks like there. This other one is called Bronze Dynasty. Oh, this was definitely lighter. This is probably better suited for my skin tone. And then this last one is called You're Dragging Me Down. This is the first one I showed you. Oh, so yeah, they're still swatching good. So these are gonna hang out a little bit longer. Now I also have these other 4 Wet n Wild bronzers. These were all released at the same time, and I couldn't make up my mind. And for like the $5 price tag, why should I have to? I just got them all, and these are the shades. This one is Palm Beach Ready, and all of these I believe are still available. This one has more of like a shimmer effect to it, and it's a really, really pretty bronzer, especially if you want one that has like a nice little sheen to it. This would be a good one. This one is in the shade Sunset Strip Tease. This is a matte bronzer. This one also has like a little bit of a sheen to it. Maybe they all do, I don't remember. And then this one is called White Shady Beaches. Oh yeah, this one's pretty. Right there, that's a nice one. White Shady Beaches. And then this one is called Ticket to Brazil. I know I've still seen this one in stores. I want to say Ulta has this one. This is a really light one, so if you're fair to light like me, that might be a better option for you. But yeah, I love Wet n Wild bronzers. I mean, for the price, guys, at the drugstore, I don't think you can go wrong with any bronzer that Wet n Wild makes. Now, the last Wet n Wild bronzer I have is this old little contour stick. Like, this is super, super duper old. This is definitely going to get discarded. This is called the Makeup Stick, Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick Contour. Yeah, this is really old. It did work, it served its purpose, but because of its age, she gotta go. Next, I have the Bobbi Brown Shimmering Brick Compact, and this is in the shade Bronze. This is a repeat purchase for me. I used these so often when I was in my 20s, and now that I'm almost out of my 30s. Oh my goodness. I still love these Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks. I used to have the rose and I used to have a pink one. I don't remember the exact names, but at one time I had 3 of them. This bronze one though was always in my stash. Like, this is just such a beautiful, like, just flush of color. You can wear this as your blush, you can wear it as your bronzer. Like, this is all you need to get a bronze blush highlight moment. I highly recommend these Bobbi Brown shimmering bricks. Next is probably my favorite bronzer of all time. And yes, I even love the smell. And you can see I've already hit pan. I actually have 2 of these. One I have in my travel makeup bag. I love this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I wear the shade Bronzer. This is just their first shade, their traditional shade. You also get like a little mirror on the side. I could do without the packaging, but I love this bronzer. If you've never tried a Physicians Formula bronzer, you are definitely missing out. They are a little on the pricey side for the drugstore, but you can always find these sometimes on sale, like at Ulta or CVS. This one is like my ride or die. Next is Charlotte Tilbury, and I actually did a review, and I actually thought, this is my opinion, this is what I thought what looked, you know, kind of similar on my skin. I thought that this Physicians Formula was actually a good dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and it was more so in the shade and also in the way that they applied, because this bronzer, it really is a good bronzer and it really does blend out very nicely. But then so does this one. But if you want to do the splurge, if you want to have, I mean, this is a beautiful compact, like who wouldn't want to pull this out? This is a really good bronzer. Next is the infamous Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. And I got this, I think, at TJ Maxx because I bought it actually not that long ago. I don't even think I've had this for a year. But I never got it when it came out. And this is the shade light to medium. I'm kind of wondering why it didn't come with a mirror. I mean, it's a pretty pricey palette to begin with. You'd think it'd come with the mirror, but these are the shades in here. To be honest, guys, I don't reach for it. I don't know why, but I think I just need to have it more readily available so that I can reach for it more often. But it really is a nice palette. And I think for somebody who's just starting out with maybe bronzing and contour, I think this would actually be a really good starting point because you can play around with the different shades and they're all matte with the exception of like this one right here, which is more of like a highlighter shade, but a very like subdued highlighter shade. But this will kind of help you play around with the colors and the tones and see what works best for your skin tone and your skin type. Next is another drugstore bronzer, and this is Essence. This is the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. I picked this up at Ulta, and yes, it's already broken. It's not even that old. I think it's like a year old. This is the shade 01 Natural. This is, I think, the lightest shade, but I love this bronzer. So easy to wear. And me, that I haven't really gotten a tan in a while, although I am contemplating doing some self-tanner tonight. This is what that shade looks like. A very nice, natural bronzing contour powder, more of a bronzing powder than a contour, but I really do enjoy this one, and I think it was like $5. Next up is the travel size version of the Fenty Sun Stalker bronzer, and I got the shade Shady Biz. Isn't this compact so cute? And I love the fact that even though it's so small, it still comes with a mirror. But guys, this Fenty bronzer is a really good bronzer, and I recommend the mini size. Like, I've had this in my stash for over a year, haven't even hit pan on it, and it's one that I do reach for pretty often. Another mini is my Hourglass bronzer in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. Very, very pretty. Like, Hourglass does an amazing bronzer. They do an amazing blush. This is definitely one of my favorite bronzers. It looks matte, but there's a nice little sheen to it when you apply it, but not like a sheen that's gonna make you look or emphasize texture. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's just a really nice powder, and we all know that Hourglass does a great job with their powder formula. This is a nice little way to try the brand. Guys, Hourglass is super expensive. I want to say these are like $24, and look, I haven't even hit pan on it. So whenever I get the opportunity and I see that the brand is offering a smaller size, I jump for the mini size because it's going to take me a long time to finish this. Since we're talking about Fenty, this is the Fenty Butter Biscuit Cheeks Out Bronzer. This is the second to lightest shade in her new cream bronzer line. This initially gave me a little bit of problems, but I've learned how to apply it since. I like to use this with a stipple brush. I have found that that is the best way to apply it, at least on my skin. That is what worked best for me. And this is a really nice cream bronzer. Let me go ahead and swatch it for you. And that's what it looks like right there. Really, really pretty. I think Fenty did a good job with this. And now that I've learned how to use it, I love it. Also from Fenty, this is actually new. I got this when I got that KVD Shade Light palette. This is the matchstick in the shade Amber. And like I told you guys, I like a cool tone contour, especially for the winter. But just in general, guys, like your contour shade is typically going to be a cool tone shade versus a bronzer that's going to be more warm red based. So I had been wanting to get a more cool toned contour, like a cream contour. And was this on sale? I could have gotten this on sale at Sephora. I don't remember, but this shade is exactly what I wanted. This is the shade Amber, and so far I've been really pleased with this. Now last from Fenty is this other little mini matchstick, and this isn't a bronzer, but let's see, this is the shade Cinnamon, but it's cinnamon with an S. And I think I got this, is it in a BoxyCharm or something? But you can kind of see, like, I put it in my bronzer pile because I thought it had like a little bit of a bronzy tone to it, but it's kind of like more like a rusty color. Probably something more I should use on the eyes, right, than anywhere on my cheeks. Although maybe I can just spread that out. I don't know. I got to play around with this, so I'm going to let it hang out a little bit longer. All right, so now let's talk about benefit. I have this little mini Hoola Quickie contour stick. This is in the shade, I think this is the lightest shade that they have. This is soft bronze, but this is super, super duper old. Like, I'm not even gonna swatch this. It is just so old. This is definitely going in the discard pile. And then I have the little mini Hoola bronzer. Like the packaging, like look at that. That's so bulky. But I do like that it has a little mirror, but still, I don't know, this one, I might just try and finish it up. I probably don't have much left in there, and then I'll discard it. But I did like it. It was a nice bronzer. Next up is an e.l.f. bronzer, and this is the Primer Infused bronzer. This is in the shade Perpetually Tan. If I remember correctly, this didn't really blend out as well as I would have liked. It was a little difficult to blend out. I am not going to get rid of it, just because if I do a full face of e.l.f., I want to have a bronzer, and right now I believe this is the only e.l.f. bronzer that I have. But if they do come out with some new bronzers, then I would definitely probably discard this one and then go with hopefully a better formula than what this one is. All right, so now let's talk about Milani. You guys know I love Milani. I love their blushes, especially. I think Milani makes one of the best blushes at the drugstore. This is a nice bronzer, but I am gonna get rid of it just because I want to replace it with some of their newer bronzers. Now we have the Rimmel bronzer, which is definitely gonna be discarded, but not because I don't like it, but because she's old. And guys, I swear, every time I go to Walmart, I have this bronzer in my hand, but I don't buy it because I don't remember what shade I have. And this is 022 Sun Bronze. Okay, I need to commit that to memory. Guys, this says that it is waterproof, and that's why I bought it, but I don't remember if it is waterproof or not. I mean, that doesn't really matter to me. Like, if I'm gonna go swimming, I'm not gonna be wearing, you know, a full face of makeup or anything like that. I don't even wear a full face of makeup when I go to the beach. But this was a nice bronzer. This is more of a red toned bronzer. And mine is old, so it's not going on as well as a new one would. But so you can kind of get an idea for the shade. It is a pretty shade. Again, this is 022. What is it again? I commit this to memory. Sun Bronze. So I'm going to discard it, but I'm going to be replacing it. Next is from Laura Geller, and this is her Baked Bronze and Brighten. This is a shade medium, and I really regret buying the shade because it is a little too dark for me. I have to go in really light-handed with this bronzer, but look at all the different shades and tones that are in there. So pretty. I want to say I got this one from Nordstrom or from QVC, because I know they both sell Laura Geller, but this is just, she makes some beautiful powder products as well. Her foundation, the powder foundation, the blush that I showed you guys last time, really pretty. And there's the bronzer right there. Goes on a little bit darker though with the brush and on my cheeks. I know right here it kind of looks like it would work, but I just have to be really careful when I use this one. But it is a really pretty bronzer, and I do recommend Laura Geller products. Another Laura Geller product I have is something I got in a BoxyCharm, and this is her Shades of Nude. This is the multitasking eye, lip, and cheek palette. Your blush right here, bronzer, and then the highlighter. It is a nice little palette. It wore really well, easy to blend out because they're all cream products, but I just didn't reach for it that much, so I am going to discard this one. Next, it's probably, is it my most expensive? This one and the Charlotte Tilbury are my most expensive bronzers. And actually, guys, I know, I don't know who I am. I ordered my very first Tom Ford product yesterday, and it is the Shade and Illuminate, the bronzer, the cream bronzer and the cream highlighter on top. It was on sale at Nordstrom. So I decided, I was just in a bougie mood, guys, and I just wanted some luxury in my life. So I ordered that. I ordered Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream because I do love that. Like, I've been using that. I have a sample, a good size sample that I've been working off of for the last few weeks. And that is actually a really good moisturizer. And I ordered one other thing. What was the, oh, I ordered the Chanel Le Beige foundation, the newest foundation. So that was my luxury splurge for probably a while, maybe until Christmas or next year. But yeah, guys, I don't really spend a lot. I don't want to say spend a lot. I don't buy a lot of luxury makeup. This is one of the few luxury makeup items I have in my stash. And the reason why, it's not because I don't like to or don't want to. Believe me, if I could have a lot of luxury items, I would. But I mean, I have to budget myself accordingly, and I also like to try indie makeup. I like to try indie brands and give other brands that are not necessarily known a chance. So that is why you don't see me review a lot of luxury items, just because I don't always have the budget for it, but I also don't necessarily want all of those luxury items. I want to try new brands, and you know, brands that are kind of not really in the spotlight the way, you know, Chanel is and Tom Ford is. But this is one that one of my friends recommended to me, and she said, try it, you'll like it. And she was right. This is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This is the, I guess, original formula before they changed this formula. I can't tell you what the new formula is like. All I can say is this formula works fine. I've heard some people like the new formula, and then I heard they absolutely hate it, and they say they ruined this. This is the bronzing makeup base. I love it. I think it works really nicely. And I want to say this was like $50, $55, probably the same amount as the Charlotte Tilbury. But you do get a nice amount, and you can just apply this all over your face with your face brush, with your beauty blender, and it really gives your skin a nice warmth. So next up is from Charlotte Tilbury, another Charlotte Tilbury product, which I absolutely love this product. This is her contour wand, and I have the shade Fair Medium. I don't like the applicator. It's kind of messy, but the shade is perfection. And you blend that out, guys, on your cheekbones, on your forehead, your nose. It blends out seamlessly. Like, it's just a very, very pretty bronzer contour. I can't say enough good things about it. Another cream or liquid bronzer that I have, which is not necessarily a bronzer, but this is from Flower Beauty, and this is the Heat Wave Bronzing Essence. And the way I use this product is, let me just shake it up a little bit. I like to apply this to foundations that are a little too light for me. So I buy the majority of my makeup products online. So sometimes I don't always get the shade right. Sometimes I go a little too light. So I'll mix some of this in to that foundation, and it just makes a perfect color, and it also gives some warmth to my skin. So I have really been enjoying this Flower Beauty Heat Wave Bronzing Essence. Next up is a bronzer from the brand Carice, and this is the, what is this called? The Sun Lover. It's already like come off there, but this is the Sun Lover Glow Bronzer. And this is actually a very, very pretty bronzer. This is in the shade Sun Kiss Bronze. I got this from Ulta, although I don't think they sell it anymore. And I want to say I bought this last year, so it's not even that old of a product, but I don't know if Ulta has this on their website. I went back to check not too long ago actually, and it wasn't there, but wherever they sell Carice, you can probably find this floating around. It really is a nice bronzer. And if you're more on the fair to light skin tone like me, this is going to be the perfect shade for you. Next is the Tower 28 Bronzino, and this is in the shade West Coast. Guys, I reviewed Tower 28 over the summer. Very cute brand, amazing brand, and I'm just so happy to see them at Sephora. I'm happy to have tried this brand. This bronzer, oh, this is such a pretty cream bronzer. I mean, just look at that nice little sheen, that glow it gives to the skin. Really, really nice. Love the packaging. I want to say this retails for only $20. They make really clean makeup products, so definitely check them out. I don't think you'll be disappointed with this brand. Next is from It Cosmetics, and this is the Sunshine in a Compact Bronzing Powder. I'm gonna discard this one just because I don't really reach for it, and it is old. Well, I don't know. It's swatching pretty good there, right? Maybe I'll keep this one. I have another one that I'm probably going to be getting rid of, but I want to say I got this from QVC, and it did come with a brush, a really nice brush. It Cosmetics makes some really nice brushes. This is in the shade Warmth, so I guess we'll let her hang out a little bit longer. But her sister over here, this is super, super old, and I know they still make this. I probably just need to get an updated one. This is the Live, Love, Laugh Vitality Face Disc, and this is a trio. Let's see, this is so old, guys. Like, this is super, super duper old. Of course, you have the big bronzer, then you have the blush and the highlighter. It really is a nice palette though. So if you're looking for kind of like an all-in-one face palette, this would definitely be a good one to start off with. Next up is from CoverGirl, and this actually is not a bronzer. I got this because I watched a Tarte video, and she had another YouTuber on. He was a young guy, but he was the one who recommended buying a darker shade of this CoverGirl Healthy Powder. It's like a, I want to say this could also be like a powder foundation, but he just recommended going up a few shades and using it as your bronzer so that you could also get some added coverage. And I thought that was such a great idea. And I do love using it in that way, especially with like more sheer foundations. I'll just apply this, and this one, I'll tell you the shade right now, but you can kind of see it is light. It's not, like, I probably could have gone darker, but it just gives like a nice little warmth and some little depth to the skin. This one is in the shade Buff Beige, so I probably could go up a couple shades, but I'm going to keep it around. It's good for those cases to where you don't want a heavy contour or bronze, but you still need a little bit of coverage, a little bit of color. This was a really good idea that they had. Next up is the Park Avenue Princess palette from Tarte. I received this in a BoxyCharm last year, and it really is a beautiful palette. You have like contour, bronzer, highlighter shades in there. It really is that one and done palette as far as bronzing and contouring goes. Packaging is really substantial. I mean, this is really nice luxe packaging, and it has a nice scent to it, like how the Too Faced palettes smell as well, like that cocoa powder and stuff. Really pretty. Unfortunately, I don't reach for it that much. I don't know. I guess I just need to put it more within arm's length. So I am going to keep it around. I don't even know if it's a year old, but this has been around for a while though. It's been out on the market for a while. So if you have it, use it. It's a nice, beautiful palette. Now this other Tarte palette, this is a different story. This is the Double Duty Beauty Contour and highlighter palette. This one is old, and as you can see, it has like hard pan already. This was a nice contour shade, cool shade, and then this was a highlighter. Not really the most intense of highlights. I do still think you can find this at Ulta Beauty, but mine is old, so I am going to get rid of it. Next up is the L'Oreal Beach Please bronzer. This is the La Terra bronzer. I got this from Walmart. I want to say that might be the only place that you can find this at. It could have been a Walmart exclusive, but this is a really nice bronzer. It has a nice sheen to it. I love the large pan size. I love the leaf detail on it as well, but nevertheless, really, really pretty. I actually included this in my favorites of 2019 drugstore edition. I really do enjoy using this bronzer. Next is another one from Carice. This one I know is available on the Ulta Beauty website because I bought it not too long ago. This is the Sungasm Luminizing Bronzer. Beautiful. I love when a bronzer has a nice sheen to it. Like, I don't mind that at all. This one is in the shade CO1 Golden Ecstasy. That is what it looks like right there. Really, really pretty. I want to say I did a get ready with me trying all new Carice products, and this is one of the ones that I use, so I will have that linked up above. Next is from Cover FX. This is also one I got in a boxy charm. This is the Perfector Face Palette. This is also like a full face palette. I don't reach for it, guys. Like, I rarely ever used this palette, even when it was new. I don't know if maybe I just thought the tones weren't really that flattering. I don't know. I mean, I hate to get rid of it. I don't even know. It's not old, but I don't reach for it. So next is from Colourpop, and this is the only Colourpop bronzer I have. This is the Coconut Beach Pressed Powder Bronzer. This is a nice bronzer, and I love that it comes with a mirror, but it's very powdery. A lot of kick up in the pan when you go in to apply this, but I do love the shade, and I want to say, how long have I had this? Ooh, see, yeah, it is very powdery. I think I got this in January, but it's really, it's just a powdery bronzer, so you have to be careful when you dip your brush in there, but it does blend out really nicely, and I am happy to have it. Now let's talk about Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay Beached Bronzer in the shade Bronzed. This was my first purchase when Urban Decay, or from Urban Decay, when they landed on QVC. So I was so excited. I've told you guys, Urban Decay is just a brand that I grew up on, and I've used it for so long, and I'm always gonna love Urban Decay, even though some of their palettes, they aren't always up to par. I'm still gonna make them work. I still enjoy the brand. Like, it's my ride or die brand. You know, it's just, we all have those brands that we love no matter what, and that is Urban Decay for me. So when I saw that QVC, one of my favorite places to shop, started carrying one of my favorite brands, this was the first thing that I picked up, and I've been really, really happy with this bronzer. This is definitely staying in my stash. The only bronzer I have from Urban Decay. Well, not only, but soon to be the only one. So really do love this Urban Decay bronzer. This is the other Urban Decay bronzer that I have. This is so old, but even though it's old, I am not getting rid of this. This is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collaboration. This is, and I have the eyeshadow palette as well, but like, this has been through it, guys. This is a bronzer, highlighter, blush palette. I do not use this anymore, but For nostalgia purposes, I am going to keep it. I love Gwen Stefani. I grew up on No Doubt. I love Gwen's style. I love her and Blake Shelton together. They are my favorite celeb couple. And then she partnered with Urban Decay. Definitely loved this collection. Next is the Becca, Chloe, and Malika palette. This is the Made with Love by Chloe. What shade is this? Is the lighter shade. I know they put out 2 different shades. This was the lightest one. And I got this because, again, it kind of reminded me of Hourglass, and I didn't have any Hourglass in my stash. But I didn't really reach for this the way I thought I was going to. I kind of thought that the bronzer was a little difficult to blend out, but the other shades, the blushes and the highlighter, are really nice. This is just one of those palettes I need to keep closer to me so that I can reach for it more, although I don't really know if it's still available. So that's why I don't really want to use it on camera, because I don't want to be showing you guys things that you can't even buy. So I don't know. This might also just go in the maybe pile. We're down to 2, and let's just go over this one because this is a palette. This is the BH Cosmetics Bellini. Actually, no, this is not the Bellini. This is the Belgian Waffle palette. And you guys know I love this. Comes with a mirror, but I love this bronzer contour highlight palette. So, so good. The entire Weekend Vibes collection. But guys, BH, definitely you need BH Cosmetics in your stash. Last but not least, we have some Huda Beauty. And did you guys see that new palette that Huda just announced? The Naughty Nude palette. Ugh, looks so good with all those different formulas. This is her Tantour cream contour, and I have the shade Fair. I love this product. This is so easy. It's like the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's just so easy to blend out. I think this is more of a cooler toned. And I know you think, oh my goodness, like that is pigmentation. It is. It's really good pigmentation, but it blends out so well. It blends out effortlessly. Like it just does the work for you. It's just a really good cream contour. All right, guys, so we have cleared the table. This is what I have here. I went ahead and I put these in the discard pile, although I might end up keeping them. I'm gonna try and just use them a little bit more, but I'm gonna go ahead and count them as discarded. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got rid of 10 different bronzer contours, and you guys helped me do it. I love doing these little declutter videos. It helps me get organized, and I get to share my collection with you guys and hopefully give you guys some ideas, some suggestions, things what to buy, what not to buy, and all that good stuff. So guys, I will leave you all here. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.